sorry, I made this grid called main grid, and that makes up basically the entirety of the website. So main grid is composed of 2 columns and 3 rows. I use the top row to be like the introduction and heading and everything. And then in the middle section, I have off to the side a little side navigation bar that acts as the 1 column here, and then another column to act as the body. And then below the body is the footer and all of that. So I have it split up among those parts. And here you can see the subsections of the main grid. The sidebar takes up rows 2 to 4, and I colored it light blue. The header takes up columns 1 to 3, so every column. Gave it some padding, and I changed it so that the background is black and the color of the text is white, and then I aligned it to the left, and I actually fixed its position because it does something cool I'll show you later. And then body, here we have the main bulk of it. It goes from, it is row 2, and then it goes from column 2 to 3. It's colored light gray with some padding. Footer is grid row 3. It goes from 2 to 4. I did some extra padding, as in like giving it an extra row, sort of, even though it's unnecessary, and then colored it light gray, padding, and then give it position relative because later on you asked that I do some positioning with the footer. So I did that. And then down here we have my flex containers. This is container and item here are the flex containers that make up the navigation bar. Right, so the container here that I have is containing all these items, which are my navigation points, right? So you can click on them to navigate to different parts of the website. Then down here, we have the projects grid. I turned the whole my personal projects and showcase into a grid there. So they're all, how I have it set up is it's a grid with 5 rows, I believe. And then each row contains the title of a project and like 1 to 2 pictures. Then down here, I believe we have the PDF download button. I changed that to red, gave it some white text, gave it a black border and a margin of 10 because it was getting kind of cramped. Then the links is in my phone number and email. I gave that a margin of 10 and then aligned it to the left. I also, for the label telling you that you can download the PDF of my resume, I put that under links as well. Oh, and then here we have the specific modifiers on like very specific elements, right? So summary, I gave that some margins and font size, specifiers, text color, even though it's already black, just to demonstrate that I know how to do that. Same thing with chart here. In my like chart showing all of my academic experience, I centered the text in each box and aligned it to the center, of course. And then here is my flex list and list items. So that is where I turned my my skills into flex a flex box, right? And so each list acts as its own flex box, and I'll show you that here in a second. Here, just to show that I properly did that, my division main grid goes for the entirety. Then down here, we have division header, division body, and that's the bulk of everything pretty much. But right here is the main new part, right? Division sidebar, and that contains references to different sections, which I put like, let's see, ID, about me. So, right, if I click here, then it takes me to that, about me. And then as we go lower and lower, it kind of continues on. Here's the projects grid. So each one of these is their own individual div container, right? And then here I can show you that we have classes for each list item, right? So that acts as its own flex box, right? And then as we go lower, we see more projects. And then I use the, let's see. Yes, for the table. I use the ID as chart to change its text to be centered. And then down here, I use the ID of summary to change how this text looked. And then down here, you have the start of the footer division class. And inside of there is just, links, contact information, stuff like that. Here's the button to download my resume. And now I can show you the full done product. I think it turned out pretty cool.